The journey of Merlin and companions continues. They came a long way and finally discovered a new continent seldom stepped upon by outsiders. Ashen Wastes. Ashen Waste is a barren wasteland where not a single blade of grass grows. Resources are scarce, the climate is harsh, and deadly threats lurk everywhere. These desolate sands were once a flourishing civilization, now lost to centuries of fighting. Here, Merlin encounters some new characters from Malu, Alsa and Saurin. Together, they face the trials of the War Song Festival and risk their lives to investigate the sinister plots of the Adamant Syndicate. But Merlin's return to Asperia is still a mystery. Can he find new clues on this new continent?
Hello! Your most familiar Dolly from Noble Tavern is here. Hear me out. The brand new season, Song of Strife, is about to unfold. I've heard quite a bit of news at the tavern, and I'd love to share it with you all today. Drinks and snacks are getting prepared, and they'll be served on your table in just a while. Before that, let me share the news I've gathered. Magister Merlin is arriving at a whole new continent, Ashen Wastes, meeting new companions Alsa and Saurin. In the Song of Strife season, they'll go through the unprecedented trial of the War Song Festival to prove their might. Ashen Wastes is the most expansive desert I've ever heard of. The sun sears everything, yet unyielding life continues to thrive here, forming tribes, creating connections, thriving with a variety of interesting cultures. The War Song Festival takes place every 10 years at the Sunseek Arena, participants coming from different tribes. Everyone undergoes multiple trials, all striving for victory. In the legend of Dusklord, the champion of the War Song Festival is known as Ultimate Honor, the ultimate glory a tribe could win. Most importantly, who's joining and changing Magister Merlin's journey are Alsa and Saurin. Allow me, Dolly, to introduce to everyone these two younglings from Uru clan. Let's start with Alsa, the enthusiastic girl. Alsa is an orphan, but she never blames others for what she went through. She's cheerful and helpful, a rock-type mage with a strong sense of justice. Alsa's skill, Stone Barrier, summons the power of the earth to damage and stun her target for a set period of time. Beyond that, a multi-tile rock pillar will form behind the target, which can block enemy attacks. Enemies originally located at the tile of the rock pillar will be knocked back. Multiple pillars can exist at the same time, but in limited numbers and can be destroyed. In such a hazardous environment, it's not always the best to strike first. Sometimes it's smarter to stay alive and retreat, and Alsa understands just that. When she releases her ultimate skill, Twirling Rocks, Alsa will move to the target location and cause damage to enemies within range. Then, she will enter the combat stance, during which Alsa will have two new abilities. First, she curls up into a ball, quickly strikes the target to cause stun, and then bounces back to her original position. Once she acquires her exclusive skill, Dawn of Terra, the more she rolls in the combat stance state, the stronger the subsequent impact and the more she avoids damage. Secondly, when Alsa herself receives a high amount of damage within a range, she curls up again and hides far away. Each curl-up will consume energy, but when she recovers, she will gain extra shields. Alsa's other skill, Repel Sweep, can perfectly complement these two control-type skills. She senses the vibration of the earth, finding all enemies that have been controlled recently. She'll then create falling rocks above their heads to cause damage. This makes her a control-type mage who can create terrains. Now, how about her brother? Alsa's brother, on the other hand, is called Saurin. Saurin grew up alongside Alsa and is always there to protect her when needed. Even though Saurin appears cold, he's exceptionally kind to his own people. He aspires to become the strongest, to protect. Saurin's skill, Repel Sweep, gives him the ability to seize opportunities and locate enemies close to his allies or which are being obstructed by terrain. He then deals damage to them with an enhanced basic attack that also knocks back. If the target hits any characters, terrain, or stage borders during knockback, it will receive extra damage and a stun. And Alsa could create terrains. Don't they complement each other perfectly? Besides Repel Sweep, Saurin's ultimate skill, Whirlwind Swing, also has a similar effect. He selects a tile on the map, leaps and quickly smashes down, causing damage and a knockback to enemies within range. Similarly, if the target hits any characters, terrain, or stage borders during knockback, extra damage and a stun will apply. Saurin is very well prepared, practicing for years for the day to protect Uru Clan. He never doubted moving forward on the path of becoming an undefeated warrior, because his other two skills provide him with additional effects. When Saurin receives a single attack damage that exceeds 10% of his maximum health, his skill, Deflecting Swing, will reduce damage from this attack by 70%. It will also trigger Repel Sweep once. This trigger does not affect the cooldown time of Repel Sweep itself. Finally, his exclusive skill is Dusk Rejuvenation. When his health falls below 50%, the skill activates a mysterious power that strengthens Dusk's blessing, increasing his speed and lasting for a set period of time. Well, no one would have thought that young-looking Saurin would have such great power. Let's hope that in this journey, Alsa and Saurin can realize their dreams. They've been preparing for this for years. In the new Song of Strife season, Magister Merlin, along with Alsa and Saurin, will challenge the trials to obtain ultimate honor. This is the highest honor of the Warsong Festival. Throughout the journey, they will encounter interesting treasures and new monsters across Hesperia. This new game mode is called Bestial Brawl. In this newly discovered land, there exists Ironjaws, an intriguing monster that resides in specific territory and guards it without mercy. Bestial Brawl is one of the main new puzzle mechanics of the new season. When Magister Merlin enters the territory of Ironjaws, they launch an attack. These monsters don't attack with the regular 5v5 combat forms. Instead, they push away the intruder until they're expelled from the territory. To obtain the treasures here, Magister Merlin needs to find ways to evade Ironjaws. It could even be advised to crush obstacles for hidden treasures. However, as the saying goes, the most dangerous place is the safest. And the safest place is the best hideout for shiny treasures. Let's look at the brand new Treasure Quest gameplay. All you need to do is have a chat with treasure hamsters across the wilds and in some towns and start treasure hunting. For that, you'll need this new item, Loot Detector. By placing loot detectors at various places, you can discover the general direction of hidden treasures. However, the range and distance that loot detectors can reveal is limited, and only a fixed number of detectors can exist in the area. So make good use of them. In addition to Bestial Brawl and Treasure Quest, the new season also introduces a special mechanic, Raging Duel. Here, both parties have a value called Rage. By triggering specific conditions, they can accumulate rage, which, when full, provides the entire team with a large amount of buffs until the battle ends. Raging Duel is a special mechanism that can be experienced in some levels, but not all battles. So pay extra attention when they're triggered. This new journey is so rich in experiences. but I've heard of more than just these. With the arrival of the new season, heroes will be able to become stronger in new ways to meet new challenges. I would like to introduce to you the all-new Magic Charms. Magic Charms are seasonal, so let's say if they're obtained in the Song of Strife season, they'll be effective for and only for this season. Each hero can equip 3 charms, each of which can provide extra bonus stats. Each charm can be identified as one of these 5 qualities: rare, elite, epic, legendary, or mythic. Wow, look at these charms! They shine through your soul, don't they? Moreover, if you collect the same or higher quality charms, you can activate the hero's seasonal prowess. The seasonal prowess brought by higher quality charms is also stronger. Getting charms is very simple. You just steal them, like none other than Vala. Just kidding! Where can Magister Merlin find charms? Through the brand new seasonal battle mode, Dura's Trial. Tales have it that Goddess Dura has a deep history with Asperia. Yet, I haven't found more information about this lost past. If you know anything, please tell me. Oh, back to this new seasonal mode. Dura's Trial is an all-new PvE mode where you'll find quite a few charm resources. Each tower has its own progress, and you'll get random rewards each time you pass a floor. This, of course, includes charms for all heroes. Clearing all floors will also provide additional rewards. Charms obtained in Dura's Trial provide heroes seasonal prowess, a progression that is easy to manage on a seasonal basis. Speaking of new seasons, the timing of Magister Merlin's departure varies in Asperia. In order to make each journey full of fun, each new season will provide a new experience. One of them is the newly added seasonal skill system this season. Seasonal skill is new content for every new season. In the long run, each new season will bring along new seasonal skill and a different level-up experience. When the hero's season level reaches 51, seasonal skill will be unlocked, and its level will gradually increase with the season level. At the end of the season, all season levels will be cleared and converted into essence, used for upgrading Resonance Synergy. To welcome Magister Merlin, who arrives in Asperia at different timings, certain seasonal progressions will be refreshed every season. In addition, a brand new event, Supreme Arena, will open every Wednesday to Sunday. This is a cross-server caliber clash event. Magister Merlin can challenge the higher-ranked Magisters across all of Asperia in this best-of-3 multi-team mode. In Supreme Arena, the stage of the defensive side changes regularly. For example, some stages contain asymmetrical layouts or even tiles that can hide heroes, which is very interesting. The winner takes all, and not winning is okay, because there's no penalty here. Finally, the new season will also bring along new artifacts. But what exactly are they? And how will Magister Merlin acquire them? So much to uncover in this season! The Song of Strife season is arriving in the land of Asperia. Magister Merlin and companions will discover Ashen Wastes, meet Alsa and Saurin, challenge the trials of the War Song Festival, and form new bonds with Uru Clan. Through charms obtained from Dura's Trial and a variety of new seasonal skill, the new season is bringing new powers to all heroes. The new Song of Strife season will be available 42 days after the initial creation of each server, the earliest available date being May 10th. What kind of unknowns and challenges will Magister Merlin encounter? It's so very exciting! The drinks and snacks are ready. Timing is just right. Come and have a try, and let me know how they taste, all right?